Hey guys, I'm your host Albert Dunn and welcome to another ProACTive tutoring video. Today we're going to be covering basic comprehension on the ACT reading section. Let's get started. Okay, so comprehension questions test your skills of understanding what is going on in the passage, usually at face value, so they don't require much deep thinking. And how the ACT gets you on these questions is that, remember, the ACT is a time management test. The reading section goes by quite fast. It's around 35 minutes. So the reason how you get tripped up is that you might be strapped for time and like be unable to answer the questions like carefully. So don't overthink these questions. Many people spend way too much time on these questions, and so they don't have much time to do the more difficult ones or get to later sections. However, with that in mind, you still need to also avoid careless mistakes. You still need to understand what is going on in the passage and don't like skip stuff like critical information. Let's try an example. All right, so as usual, please feel free to pause the video, read the passage, and answer the question. In a few minutes, I'll review it with you. Okay, I'll assume you guys have paused the video, and let's answer this question. So, according to the first paragraph, the tourist was shocked because A, he could not find any souvenirs, B, he expected to find souvenirs that reflected the local culture, C, he did not realize the shops would be so small, or D, he had never before been to Indonesia. So after reading this excerpt, we can see that it's talking about how a tourist goes to an Indonesian shop and he's surprised because he finds American souvenirs rather than Indonesian like trinkets and stuff. So based on what we know, that comprehension, let's get to work answering this question. So let's try answer choice A. According to the first paragraph, the tourist was shocked because he could not find any souvenirs. Well, that's not true because looking at the passage, it's saying that he found American souvenirs such as like T-shirts, football stuff, basketball stuff, etc. So A cannot be correct, so we can eliminate that. B, he expected to find souvenirs that reflected their local culture. That does seem to be the right answer because he expected to find Indonesian goods, as seen right here when he says he's looking for a souvenir that represents the local culture of Indonesia. However, he finds American stuff. So B seems to be right. Let's star that and we'll go back and see if there's a better answer. C, he did not realize the shops would be so small. Well, that they didn't say that at all in the excerpt in the first paragraph, so we can't get that. So C is not correct. Or D, he had never before been to Indonesia. Well, we don't know that at face value from this comprehension passage because he's just a tourist in Indonesia, and that's not the reason why he was surprised. So we can eliminate D. And therefore, that leaves us with choice B as a correct answer, which is the correct option. Great job, guys. Let's try another one. According to the passage, the Indonesian street vendors sold A, American sports memorabilia, B, only goods manufactured in Indonesia, C, souvenirs unsuitable for Americans, or D, trinkets imported from the surrounding countries. So let's go over this. So according to the passage, it's saying that the Indonesian street vendor is selling T-shirts and posters promoting American football, basketball, and baseball teams, right? So that's basically American stuff that's related to sports. So based on that and looking over the answer choices, answer choice A seems to be a good choice because it's talking about how the Indonesian street vendor sells American sports memorabilia. However, let's go through all the other choices and see if there's a better answer. Let's see, B, only goods manufactured in Indonesia. That's not true because we don't get that at face value from the excerpt. It's just saying that the goods promote American stuff. So B is wrong. C, souvenirs unsuitable for Americans. Well, we can't, while this stuff is surprising to him, we can't assume that this guy is the souvenirs are unsuitable for Americans. So C is incorrect. And D, trinkets imported from the surrounding countries. So we can't, at face value, we can't assume that America and Indonesia, like the Indonesian street vendor imported like American goods from surrounding countries. It's just from America. So D isn't the best answer in this case. And A has the most evidence backing it up, and it's the most comprehensive answer. So answer choice A is correct, which it is. Great job. Let's try another example. So feel free to pause the video and do the question on your own, and I'll review it with you in a few minutes. All right, I've assumed that you guys have paused the video, and in this passage, it's talking about other styles of paintings that evolved from Impressionism. So the question is asking, the author mentions all of the following as adaptations of Impressionism, except F, Modernism, G, Cubism, H, Realism, or J, Expressionism. So when reading that passage, you can like clue in your view to this section of thing, because this is what the comprehension question is trying to test you about. And this lists all the types of paintings that evolved from Impressionism: Cubism, abstract art, Expressionism, abstract expressionism, or modernism. So we see modernism, Cubism, and Expressionism in that excerpt, and it's saying that these paintings evolved from Impressionism. So that leaves us with realism as the only answer choice that was not mentioned in the passage. Therefore, it is the correct answer, since the question is asking which of the following is not an adaptation of Impressionism. Nice job. Let's try another one. All right, this one's slightly longer, so feel free to pause the video, read the passage, answer the question, and I'll review it with you guys. Okay, I've assumed that you guys have finished answering the question, so let's get to work. The second and third paragraphs suggest that if not for the need to host a variety of guests, the boss would prefer A, a lodge closer to city services, B, a more modest lodge with fewer creature comforts, C, a large hunting estate with modern improvements, or D, a wilderness skills training facility. So based on the information provided in these two, so these are the two paragraphs, the second and third paragraph. Let's answer choice A isn't really correct, because the boss is saying that he built this lodge very far away from civilization, and he didn't really want to hunt anywhere near sewer lines or electricity or telephones, which are all aspects of city services, right? So the boss clearly does not like city services based on your reading comprehension. So that's not the right choice. B, a more modest lodge with fewer creature comforts. This one might be the answer, because it's saying that he had no reservations about setting up shop so deep in the wilderness, and he loved it because he was an elite soldier in the army, and he always mentioned that life wasn't always as difficult as many people think in the wilderness, right? So basically what this passage is saying is that the boss likes the rugged lifestyle, and he says that he's okay with living like a simple, like modest lifestyle in the wilderness, right? Based on his experience in the army and his love for it, right? So that might be, based on the amount of evidence supporting that, that seems to be the correct answer. So we'll mark it, and then we'll see if any of the other choices are better. C, a large hunting estate with modern improvements. So this is kind of going back to what I'm talking about in part A, right? Because it's saying he doesn't really want like the modern lifestyle, because he doesn't want like city services and stuff. And this lodge is sort of like a rustic style, even though it is modern looking. So he doesn't really want like a big modern estate. He just wants he prefers a simpler lifestyle. So C is incorrect. And answer choice D, a wilderness skills training facility. Okay, so nothing in the passage points to him wanting people to learn about the wilderness skills. So he doesn't really talk about like training people on wilderness skills, right? These people that come, they're already like hunters and people already adept to wilderness skills. So that's not the right choice. So as it turns out, answer choice B is correct, which, since the boss clearly likes a lodge that's rustic in the wild and is like simple, he likes the simple life. Nice job, guys. Okay, so that concludes the video. If you want more basic comprehension practice, please check out our Google Classroom for more ACT worksheets that test you on basic comprehension, as well as the answer keys to those worksheets. And here is all our social media and emails to contact us if you have any questions, concerns, or comments. And please like the video or comment if you have any problems below. And I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.